We are live.
We are live. Buongiorno.
Oh, there's Wayne Bigfoot, Wayne the Wood Turner.
Stereo Waynes again. Wayne.
Yeah. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to
At Home with the Fishers.
yet again.
So,
Where would you like to start, Christopher?
what sort of week have we had? Another busy week.
Yeah, busy.
Busy. Been putting the hours in the workshop.
Yeah.
Again.
Show what you've made today.
Yeah, you can show. So, I made a magic wand.
Let's do that.
And I went for quite a sinister look. So I've called it the Mamba, like the Black Mamba. So it's got a candy apple red handle, and then the business end of the wand, as I like to call it, is black, and the tip, tiny end of the tip, it's just got little highlights of red in there. So I don't know if you can see them, Nicola.
Yeah.
And then it was sealed, and then it's had melamine lacquer, Chestnut Products melamine lacquer. So I will talk about, if you're interested, the process of putting a melamine lacquer finish on. It's quite easy to apply by cloth, but you have to be quite quick because you can feel it getting tacky under your cloth straight away. So it's sort of like very quick, methodical swipes with it, it is very quick drying. It's not like a conventional lacquer that would, be touch dry in 20 minutes, half an hour in, reasonable conditions. You can sort of like hit this with a hairdryer on a medium heat, and then literally 2 minutes later you can apply another coat. So what I was doing was, in between coats, just giving it a light scuff up with some very fine abrasive in between coats, like you can do with lacquers. But like I say, the time between coats on a proper lacquer it's much greater. So I think about,
just show we've got some new people who just come on. So
put about 4 coats of melamine lacquer on, and then applied burnishing cream. But it had gone on pretty smooth, and the fact with flattening it down in between each coat, there weren't any inclusions. Make sure that your work areas, had a bit of a hoover up or a dust down and things. And yeah, you're good to go. So it's quite a quick process, quite easy.
That's nice, though.
But there is a learning curve, and it's if you've never applied lacquer finishes before, it's probably a good one to start with, without having to think about putting lacquer on with either rattle cans or air brushes or proper spray guns, because that's all about the pressure and not gunning it on. But with this, you can be a bit more controlled wiping it on, but don't take your time wiping it on, because it'll be drying before you've got to the end of the swipe. But it's very effective. I find it effective,
nice,
easy to apply, and lacquer finishes are different. Was it John Clothier put a remark on the other day that if you want you can achieve a glass-like lacquer finish with a wax polish. Well, you can get, and I'm sure the photograph that John took looks amazing, but take it from one that spent years and years in the automotive industry, the depth of shine and the thickness of shine, a lacquer is way above what you can get off with a wax. But you can get with modern waxes, like the Hampshire Sheens and the Chestnut Products, you will get an amazing finish. That bowl that we did yesterday, someone said it's like a mirror.
Yeah.
On Instagram comment. That is an amazing finish on that, and I can feel it, but it will not have the depth of shine that a lacquer finish will. So
this feels nice, though. I like it.
Yeah, and it feels completely different. This feels like this feels now this wand.
Especially the sort of wand bit, the bottom.
Well, it's smooth. It's just smooth and
it's
tapered.
very, yeah.
It's like it would be wiping your hand over a luxury car that has just, been professionally valeted and waxed and everything. There's a palpable difference between a lacquer and a wax finish, and you will not get the same depth of shine in a wax as you can a lacquer. But the waxes are very good, and they've moved on leaps and bounds. But I just thought I would mention that, John Clothier, we know him very well, and he's a great turner. So I'm not jumping all over John's work. It's just that he said, if you want, a lacquer-like finish, but sorry, it'll be good, but there's nothing can compare to a well-applied lacquer finish, and you've taken the time and about flatting back and inclusions. It's like I said the other day, if you are applying lacquers, make sure that you've not got any product with silicons or waxes in the area. If you've been spraying silicons or things like that in your workshop, probably not a great idea to start doing a lacquer project, because you will get inclusions. Not inclusions like you'd call in a piece of wood, splits. Inclusions in lacquer are little bubbles and pinpricks, and they're called inclusions as well in the auto trade. So make sure that there's no silicons or waxes in the air, because they'll come and give you a bit of mither. But anyway, it turned out really, really good. I just thought I'd give you a bit of insight. And actually, the pot that I did, the cherry pot, that's a lacquer finish, and I can feel it, and that had half a dozen coats of acrylic lacquer, and then it was flatted back with 2000.
Got paper clips and my coffee badge. You've not felt that, have you, since I put them all in?
Oh God, it's heavy now. But yeah, I mean, you can just feel it. You can feel it's like it's coated in glass. Yeah. It really is, and that's durable. If it gets dirty fingerprints on it, they'll just wipe off. Whereas a wax finish really needs maintenance.
It's really nice. I like it. So I've got all my fancy paper clips in here. So I've got penguins, stars, what's that one? Hearts. So yeah, my entire collection of fancy paper clips.
Wonderful. Nice cup of tea, that. Anything you want to mention?
Well, I think we should just say thank you very much to Stace and Nick for our care package.
Yeah, thank you to Stace and Nick.
I don't know. I think
he's had it because he brought it to me before and I felt it. His new toy from Stace.
He loves it. He's had this toy and he's been carrying it around all the time with him. But what was really funny was when the parcel came, the one for Bamba that had his name on, when I said his name, he knew it was for him. And he just sat there, didn't he?
Trying to help unwrap it, wasn't he?
Yeah, he absolutely knew it was him. But he absolutely loves his toy. And we've had Easter egg, which was really nice.
Yeah, we shared one and we've got another one.
Yeah, that was really good. Thank you so much.
So we are in the.
So I've had Easter egg this year.
yeah, we have. Yeah, thanks. Thanks to Nick and Stace and the family and the kids. It's obviously from all of them.
Yeah.
The flaming paddle was in the care package.
You tested that yesterday.
Yeah. So that went well. Liked it. I will be using it as often as I can. And
you've got the Braille bowl.
The Braille bowl that Stace.
And that's on our sideboard next to the Nick Agar bowl. So it's got Pride of Place and the logo, Pyro logo.
Felt it.
You must do it, Christopher.
I must do it.
It's on display at the minute.
Set a reminder and I'll do it tomorrow. I just, get into that workshop and that's it, and you forget. And we're going to you come up to the study after breakfast.
Yeah.
I go into the workshop, we say, let's do lunch. And then we're doing our thing until lunch. And
I've
then
done a reminder for you.
Okay. And then we do lunch. And then we get back at it again. And it's
Well, the days just whiz by, don't they?
Yeah.
It just, it's 11 o'clock before you know it.
Yeah. And then before you know it, you have to think about feeding B-Dog and then feeding ourselves.
Yeah.
And getting clean and tidy and, having a bath.
Yeah.
Not even my birthday. Got a bath. I do like a bath. So there was that. And what else have I done today? There's other stuff that's happened earlier on in the week. I'm just getting out of the way stuff that I've done today. Oh no, I've got some homemade beef jerky going in the dehydrator. Yeah. So I like beef jerky, and it's relatively good for you if you get a nice lean cut. It's just all protein. So got some lean mince.
Yeah.
And then you can add, the flavors of your choice. It's got a bit of sugar. It's got salt and pepper rub. It's got a little bit of liquid smoke, which is, as the name suggests, a smoky barbecue flavored water. So you just need really just a few little drops of that. And then you blend it all together, smush it all up between your fingers. And then I know that you can get jerky guns. So it's like a big silicone sealant gun. So you load the cartridge with your jerky mix, and then you'll pump it out of a thin nozzle, and it'll come out in jerky strips.
Right.
Whereas what I've done is sort of like I made a small beef burger patty shape and then flattened it, depending on how thin you want it. Depends on you, what your bag is. So, yeah, mine are sort of like, what's that coaster? Probably a bit smaller than this coaster here. Which is of no use to people that are going to listen to this. It's probably...
Well, it's one of those wood blanks for pyro. Wood blank.
Yeah, so it's about...
Pyro by yours truly.
It's about 2.5 inches, my jerky, in diameter. So it's almost like a big jerky crisp. And I can just sit there, and I like mine quite tough. So
I don't like jerky.
So you have to give it a good rare, and you can sit there with a glass of wine or eat your jerky. So yeah, it's got some flavors and spices, a bit of salt, a bit of sugar, salt and pepper rub as well.
I'm going to talk about notebooks.
Right, well,
so this is Notebook Corner.
Notebook Corner. Sounds very posh.
So this is a notebook that Chris bought me. I think it was for Christmas a couple of years ago. And it's made by a guy who has a leather business. And he's called Peter Scott. And this has got a magnetic, it says my pen, a magnetic popper thing. And this is what's known as Midori, or Traveler's Notebook. So you have elastics in here. So you can see at the top the 4 elastics. And then you thread your notebook through it like that. And so you can have different ones. So I've got 4 notebooks in here.
It smells amazing.
Yeah. So I'm just using this as a kind of day book at the moment with ideas in. And then I don't think I would have mentioned my new notebooks last time, did I?
Don't think so.
Got some new notebooks this last week, and this is one of them. And this is a gold book. And
don't forget to mention the Potters.
Yeah, this was part of a birthday present from Pam and Wagger for me. And this has got dotted, you probably can't see that, dotted pages, pocket at the back. It's really nice. So I'm using this one as a kind of journal type of book. And then I've got 2 others as well. So these teal ones. But got quite a bit of notebook action going on at the minute.
Which is a good thing for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like you guys with your tools. You could go.
Nice calling me a tool. although I totally accept it.
You could go to Axminster and buy a load of stuff.
Damn straight we could.
Yeah, well, I could go into a stationery shop and buy a load of notebooks.
Yeah, you can never
So
have enough
this is my
notebooks
equivalent of wood turning,
well,
you know, in terms of,
no,
You can never have-
your pens are your gouges.
yeah,
That is your timber, your wood.
yeah, this is my timber.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's see what people are saying. Love Angel says, I love a good stationery shop. Oh, yes. She says she normally gets notebooks from Poundland. Yeah, I've had notebooks from all over the place. I've just got these at the moment. These are hardback and they're A5 size. I'm just finding these work really well. And I'm using them for different things. So this is my note one. And then this is sort of my planner, because this has got numbered pages and they're really good. So the leather one, I would like to look at that one.
Scotty Dory again.
Yeah, he's based at a place called Cedar Farm. He's called Peter Scott. I commissioned these. I've got a couple, and he actually made them specifically for me. I described the whole concept of they're based on the Traveller's Notebooks. So I described to him about the elastic. So you can see here and here, that's where the elastic threads through, and then it comes out on the inside. So you've got these 4 different strands that you attach your notebooks to. So there, I mean, you can get all sorts of different ones like these, but this was one that.
But Midori, that's a Japanese craze.
Yeah. Well, the Traveller's Notebook is kind of the craze. So.
But Midori, I mean, the Japanese are so big on, their journaling and notebooks and putting stickers and washi tape over everything.
Yeah. But you can get the Midori in all sorts of places. You can get them on Amazon.
Paper Chase, do they do them?
Not so much, no. You can get the notebooks. So these notebooks, the ones I've got in here, these were a set of 3 that I got, and this is one I've had a while. This is an older one. But I just tend to look out for the right size notebooks. So yeah, that's my notebooks.
They do smell?
I know, this smells
incroyable.
Yeah, smell good.
Yeah, the study smells of lovely leather at the minute. So what else has happened? Oh, you're still going on about your notebooks?
No, I've finished.
Oh, you finished about your notebooks?
I could go on,
but stationary corner.
Yeah.
What else happened? I listened to Phil Irons' first ever. The guy's demonstrated all over the world, as you all know, and taught all over the world. But he did his first ever live in front of camera, remote/virtual demo, and he just did a simple sort of like workshop mallet, but it was good, and it was just a proof of concept for him, and checking that he had his tech sorted and he was flipping between camera views, but it was good. It was a nice simple project. He gets a lot of sort of like newbies and rookie turners doing that mallet, so it was a nice project. So yeah, that was a good couple of hours listening to that. And then the chat afterwards with people from all over the world that are big Phil fans. But that photograph that we posted of me stood next to Phil at Maker Central last year, because Phil and I were both working for Axminster. Phil was demonstrating the woodcut bowl saver, and I was doing general sort of like projects on the lathe next to Colwyn. But yeah, he's 6'7", Phil.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen him, you won't miss him. So yeah, he's really, really nice, Phil. So there was that. So yeah, it was in the workshop again then yesterday evening for my 10-inch cherry and beech glue up, which went really well, and had a lot of fun. And for once, I didn't throw a load of texture on it, and colour and things.
It's really nice.
I thought, sorry, that's a bit of pepper. We've had carrot soup for dinner, and we like a lot of freshly cracked black pepper in it. We like just to have that warmth, don't we, at the back of you? And I've still got it, or an errant piece of peppercorn there. Have a swig of tea. So yeah, no, it was a great project. Lovely. It does feel really, really cool. So I uploaded.
It looks really nice. It's a really nice piece.
Yeah, so that was good. And of course, we're using the paddle sander that Nick's come up with.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was good. That was a lot of fun to use. And like I say, I do like the way that I can keep just that in my hand and flip it around and go to the next grit and. Because I was cleaning them with the wire brush, that was good as well. It just stops me dropping things, or you put things in your pockets, and with them being sort of like Velcro and all that, and you get shavings and dust sticking to them. You see, it was really good that they were just there. It's like a nice little holder for me. So that was good. What else do we need to talk about? Well, we're going to talk about something. We're going to go a bit heavier, aren't we? What are you laughing at?
I'm just laughing at you.
Why?
Just you, because I know what's coming.
What's coming?
Go on.
What's coming, Club Trousers? What we're talking about?
Something heavier. Go on then.
Well, we're going to talk about excluding the disabled.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a couple of instances where I've sort of like been excluded, haven't I, from stuff. And there's an event that's happened very recently, and we were sort of like we were both excluded, weren't we? But Nicola felt particularly bad for me.
Well, it was, I talked about it on my podcast, but I talked about a networking event that we went to, didn't we? It's a good few months ago now, obviously. Must have been, was it last year?
Yeah, it was sort of like early autumn.
Yeah. We went to a networking event, and it was quite a busy one. So the room where they hold the networking is quite long and thin, a rectangular shaped room, and it's quite a busy event. So once people get in there and everybody's talking, it's very difficult to navigate around the room. And obviously with Bamber, it's doubly hard. So we kind of parked ourselves at the door, didn't we? And nobody came to speak to us. I tried to talk to people, but we didn't really get any engagement, did we? And we ended up standing there on our own. So after about an hour, we decided to go. But then this recent thing that's happened, we just sort of thought about it again. And
yeah, so let's talk. Yeah, you've described the event, the networking event, but why does it happen?
Well, this is a question. I think there's probably a number of reasons. I think people somehow don't know how to talk to someone with a disability. They think that because you're disabled, you can't engage.
And it's particularly weird when these people see someone that's blind and they've got a guide dog or a cane. It's really weird, and they just don't know what to say. And rather than ask me questions, they'll ask Nicola questions about me or Bamber, and Nicola will say, "He's there, ask him. It's his dog." But yeah, the networking event, it was nobody came and said, "Oh, hi, what do you do?" And they were not interested at all. you know, the couple of people that did walk past and open their mouths, it was to say hello to Bamba. You know, and you know, I was there to try and, you know, tell people about the Blind Wood Turner, and you know that I do public speaking and things like that. No one came over, did they? So it was shocking, really, when you think about it. And it's a shame that, you know, a lot of people just won't engage with the blind, or, you know, thinking that I have what could I possibly have to offer being there. You know, they're all, you know, trying to, you know, sell their services and promote their services in IT and, you know, corporate this and corporate that, and you've got a self-employed wood turner, you know, and that's what they think, you know, what can he possibly have to offer us? He's blind. So it's a shame.
I think a lot of people at networking, that's sort of how they go about it, but it's not. If you know anything about networking, it's not just about that, because I've had conversations with people, and, you know, say I talk to, I don't know, who could I talk to that I couldn't possibly need their services? I don't know. Say a bricklayer. I mean, you know, let's go for a bricklayer. So I might talk to a bricklayer and have no need of a bricklayer. But if he was any good, or she was any good, and a nice person, if some just, oh, there we go. Yeah, if you it's not about whether you need that service, but it's about who you know as well. So there's so many different aspects to it, but I don't know. It's just, I think I couldn't care less in terms of me. You know, if people don't include me, it doesn't really bother me. You know, I just think it's quite funny. But when it's Chris and he's been excluded because he's blind, and he's already so excluded because of his disability, then that's when it really upsets me, because he's already in a position where there's so much you can't do. And yeah, it's just, we just didn't like it, did we?
No, so much just happened, and since it happened, that's all we've spoken about. And if I had an SA80, I'd be using it, or an LSW, or an SMG, or an LMG, or a GPMG.
Anyway, Wayne the Woodturner says it's just ignorance. Yeah, I agree. I think it is. Wayne Bigfoot, in Spain, we were once refused entry to a restaurant because of the wheelchair. They asked us to go to a table where they stored tables over the winter, where no one could see us. Yeah, shocking, absolutely shocking. Stace Mate says, that's why I love my work placement. We accommodate for all walks of life. We have a hard of hearing person come in and use the gym and our teaching facilities. We have a lady with autism, cerebral palsy, and other things coming to a coffee morning we hold, and going on courses we hold. Yeah. Wayne the Woodturner, I worked for Leonard Cheshire Disability for 14 years and saw this all the time. Love Angel, I used to try and mix, but people would just stand in front of me like it's like I am not there. I have autism. I'm trying to mix and meet people.
Yeah, and I mean, people now, a lot of people say, but I agree with Wayne's comment, it is ignorance and lack of education. But, you know, the people say, oh, don't worry about it. You know, you do worry about it, and it gets on your bloody nerves, and it keeps happening, and it'll, you know, it'll keep happening.
Well, I think it will. And I think
it does rile you.
Yeah, I mean, like Love Angel, it's, you know, if there's something about you that isn't kind of, and forgive me if I'm not using the right terms, but, you know, not normal in some way, you know, not your average guy on the street,
yeah,
then people can't I don't know, they just can't seem to accommodate it, can they? Or
No.
understand it, or try to understand it, or ask the right questions. I don't know. But yeah, I just think
it doesn't get any easier when it happens to you.
No.
And as gung ho and as brought up on the streets of Salford I am, it still gets to you, and it's still, it makes you shake your head, and you do feel deflated. And what happened recently, that's made me livid / very angry. So it is what it is. But
I don't know. I mean, Wayne the Woodturner saying he worked there in Leonard, Cheshire for 14 years, and he saw it all the time. I don't know. I mean, is there a solution to it, or is it just human nature to not be able to show compassion or put yourself in somebody else's shoes? I don't know.
That statistic that I gave, when I was talking about the speed sizer and how every penny from that is important. The statistic is, and I was told this by a doctor that runs a blind school in Liverpool. 80% of blind adults or severely visually impaired adults either struggle to find a job or struggle to keep that job. And there's me, at a networking event trying to generate some leads and interact and just, plant the seed, nothing. And, there it's just proof straight away why it's so hard for the blind to be allowed to integrate into society. A lot of disabled people, if they do get work, they need adaptations and things put in place so that the workplace is accessible and safe for them, so they can do their job to the best of their ability. And the blind, it's the gadgets and stuff for the blind, it's ridiculously expensive. I mean, everything is, how much is a bloody wheelchair or a mobility scooter? These things cost a fortune. It's just
Wayne the Woodturn. Oh, hang on, there's some more here. James Cassidy. My wife and I come from a working background in social care, covering a whole spectrum of services. We have seen so many good and bad aspects over the years. Stay says, I know I have to work on talking more in my lives, as I've noticed Nick doing it more. Yeah.
But no, that's not excluding me.
No,
we mean that what you're, I mean, you just need to that's just practice with you.
That's not kind of what we're not the exclusion we're talking about.
No, obviously, as much as you can explain to me, that's great, and I appreciate it. It does fill in the gaps, like audio description on the TV or a film. But it's great, but it'll come with time, and it's your channel, guys. And
well, often we're sat together anyway, aren't we? And you'll say what's happening, and don't worry about it, Stace.
No, just book up. Sorry, Stace. Only kidding. You know what I'm like. Cheeky mank and that.
Hang on. Wayne the Woodturner says the only solution is better education about disability starting at a young age. Love Angel, education from a young age is what it is all about. Brickley Sauce, he's given us a wave.
All right, Rob.
Yeah.
Pedal powered belt.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I mean, the kids are actually better than the adults most of the time, aren't they?
Yeah.
The kids just sort of come and ask you questions, and it's the grown-ups that
it's the
grown-ups. A nuisance.
So no, it's an ongoing problem, and like you say, people need to be educated and start young. Good answer.
So
good
that was that. A bit of a little soapbox, wasn't it?
Yeah, but this is at home with the Fishers and what's happened in the Fishers' life this week.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
One element that strikes me, as is James Cassidy, is that people are really unaware of the spectrum, and I would agree. An education from a young age is really important. Yeah, I agree. Wayne Bigfoot, it still grates Valerie when folks stare at her in her wheelchair. Yeah. Oh, it keeps jumping. Love Angel, I am used to getting told about getting a notebook and just looking at me like a freak when they find out I have a memory issue. That's, well, do you know what? I write in notebooks all the time.
You know, and you know what? I used to call it artificial intelligence notebook because they're so handy.
Yeah, but I've always written in notebooks. One, I've done it in meetings, especially when it's a boring meeting, because it gives me something to do. And I usually have one of my nice fountain pens anyway. So I just enjoy the process of writing the notes. And sometimes I've been known, if it's really boring, I sit there writing, this meeting is so boring. But yeah, a lot of people write notes because it's a good way of retaining information. And so yeah, there's all sorts of reasons for writing in notebooks.
Yeah. Even if it's just a line or two to, you know, like a little reminder. I've got a notebook in the workshop, and if anything just falls into my mind, I think I need to remember this, so I can tell Nicola, I can write it down, you know, or put it on a notice board. I still write notes. I can't, you know, read it back to myself. Obviously, I can try and remember what I've just written, but I still write notes, and because they're there for Nicola. Nicola can say, "Oh, what's this written on here?"
Yeah. Stace Mate says, my girls know not to approach a working dog as they are at work. Drilled that into them when my stepmom had Coral. Oh, David McClernand got your sticker. Oh, that's good news. Thanks, David.
Nice one, Dave.
Midnight Joker, I write notes because goldfish have better memories than me. Yeah, Stace Mate says, Donna, we love you for being you. Please don't change.
No, don't change.
Wayne the Woodturner, you should see Stacey's notebook. She wrote down all of my life about the water drop bowl. Valerie is a list queen. If we need to do something or go out somewhere, out comes a new list. Yay!
Yeah.
Christopher, do I like lists?
Just a tab.
Yeah, I like lists.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah, so we'll get off the soapbox.
Yeah, let's put a little light on. I moved my desk round today. Well, not my desk, but everything on it. There you go. Because I'd got my computer at an angle and I was getting a bit of a crick in my neck.
Not good. It's one of them things, isn't it? A stiff neck. It's like flipping heck. When you wake up with a stiff neck, how's that happened? Just spent 8 hours relaxing. You wake up knackered.
So, well, what you're supposed to do is get a silk scarf and wrap it around your neck. That's supposed to builds up the heat and helps it recover.
Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, my drawers are just heaving with silk scarves. I'll do it the blind Woodturner way and just wrap a sock around it. Mind you, most of my socks are sort of like trainer socks or ankle socks. They wouldn't fit.
Yeah.
Oh well.
That'd look good.
Yeah. Well.
Right, what else have we got here then? Love Angel, I found a game I play. Help me be better talking places like here. I would not be talking here before then. Oh, that's good.
Well, that's good. That's good progress. That's well done. And same as anything, you know, you've got to put the effort and work in and practice, and you know the rewards are there.
Midnight Joker says just finished watching Richie's video, Huey. I think that's somebody else in the chat. I'm all excited. Feels like Christmas. Stace says she needs to write a few more notes in a book. James Cassidy, actually a good friend of ours, works for Sight for Surrey, and she was the one that told me about Chris and being a blind turner.
All right.
All right, cool.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Get where water can't.
Yeah.
Oh, Charlie Bethel, the chairman of UK Men's Sheds, has been in touch. So they're doing sort of like a virtual shed fest this year. So they're doing some sort of like news interviews and radio interviews and a couple of different things. So he's asked, obviously, with me being patron for the charity, am I up for it? So I said, of course I'm up for it. It's my job. As far as patron goes, and he was asking, if I had any hints and tips about just, people keeping the workshop nice and clean and tidy when they do get back into the sheds. And they're thinking of extending the opening hours. So, people can spread out to when they go, as opposed to like they're just being open a few hours so everyone piles in. They're going to extend the hours. So look, why don't you come a bit later? And they're going to make sure that everyone's segregated, wearing a mask if they need to, social distancing, and all the tools and equipment and everything's wiped down, and get some antibacterial solution, wipe stuff down. You've got vinegar and you've got things like tea tree oil, good natural organic products. And, so they're going to make sure that the sheds and tools and machinery, everything's cleaned down at the end of each session. So we're talking about that. So yeah, I'll be doing some spieling.
Well, you were on a podcast. You recorded a podcast on Friday as well.
Oh yeah, there's a company. It's a sawmill in America on the East Coast. So they'd asked me to be guest. So it wasn't live; it was pre-recorded. So a big company called Acres of Timber in America. I think they've got 153,000 followers on Instagram. So they do this podcast. So I was the guest. I'll let you know when it goes live because he said he'll let me know. So that was a lot of fun. And because it was sort of like Woodpreneur, wasn't it, at first?
Yeah.
And then it became Acres of Timber. So it's sort of like woodworkers, professional woodworkers around the world. So obviously they were the, obvious questions of, how did you get started? And if you don't mind us asking, how did you go blind and stuff like that? But, there were some questions, about me being blind and how I earn a living and what I have to do to earn a living, being a wood turner and things like that. So it was good. It wasn't that long. It was only about 20 minutes, half an hour. But it was nice talking to him. Steve, his name was. So that's good. We've heard from Nick Agar, my airbrushing stencils from Chromacraft.
Yeah, they're on the way. They're being dispatched, haven't they?
Yeah, are on the way. So, Nick Agar told me about the infill stencils, which is what I did. Do you want to hold that pot up again, Nicola, please? And show people that's the smallest stencil you get on the sheet. So basically you use your peel-offs and then you can lay down your colour. And then I didn't do it with the small leaf because I didn't want it to get too busy. You can make things too busy. And I didn't want to do the whole of the pot too busy. So I just went for 4 leaves at north, east, southwest around the circumference.
I like it.
But yeah, you would do your main image and then you get the infill stencil, which is all your detail. So you get sort of like decay on the leaves, the veins, the little bugs and insects and branches. They're really, really cool. And the sticky ones, the peel-offs, you can use them a few times before they just sort of like get creased and lose their stick, their adhesive qualities. So anyway, Nick got in touch with Chromacraft, who Nick's developed these stencils with Chromacraft, and said send some over to Chris Fisher, the blind wood turner. So I've got a few more sets on the way of differing designs. So I've done the maple leaf on a couple of projects now. So they do things like the swallowtail butterfly and fish and sort of like woodland and foliage and just nice little what's the word? Images from the natural world, I shall say. I think they do dolphins as well and things, but he said not to bother with the dolphins.
Yeah. James Cassidy says after Martin's demo on Saturday, he held a first live Zoom meeting, which was pretty good. It was great to see faces to names and to have conversations. Yeah, Zoom is good. I've been doing quite a lot recently for various things. And it's funny seeing everybody's faces. Well, we did some RPT ones as well, didn't we?
Well, yeah, we're having
Phil's.
Yeah, we're having our RPT meetings via Zoom, aren't they?
Yeah. Debbie's saying some Facebook sites, she's had tears after asking questions. They're so horrid. Yeah, I just don't understand why people have to be like that.
What's that about, Debbie?
Well, some of the wood turning ones I think have had a lot of trouble where people are just a bit mean to other people. And Debbie said a bit ago about
like clicky, and then if you're not part of the clique,
I don't know,
they're giving you grief out. They are talking to you.
I can't find the comment now, but she said something about she liked being in here because she could ask. Oh, here we go. I like chats on here. I always feel good to ask, as you all make me feel welcome and not belittled by anyone.
No, you can ask anything you like, and there's no such thing as a wrong question, and that's how people's intellect grows and expands. Ask as many questions as you possibly can. And adult debate and mature discussion is what moves thinking forward. It is the backbone of universities, debating, discussing. That's why things are called thesis and hypothesis.
I just don't understand why people have to be mean.
No.
I was always brought up, if you've not got anything good to say, then don't say it. And, it's like, if you don't like somebody, then just leave it alone.
Just stop watching them.
Yeah.
Or listening to them or whatever.
Oh, well, just don't have anything to do with it.
Yeah, I think that's the best thing. If someone really, really tees you off, you just distance yourself from them, because it's bad energy for you.
Yeah, I worked with somebody in my last job, and from the very minute I met them, I just had this really funny vibe, and I just knew that I couldn't engage with them at all. So I didn't. I just did what I had to do for my job. I was polite and professional, but that was as far as it went, and I just left it there. But yeah, very funny vibe I got from that person. James likes my coffee badge. This was on my birthday card from Chris, and I saw it. We have a little pop-up shop up the road, and she'd been posting things on Facebook that she was selling, and I'd seen the birthday card with this on.
Nicola has to pick her own birthday cards, by the way.
Yeah, so I chose it. So I put a message on and said, this one, it will all make sense. Chris will ring you.
Yeah, so I had to phone the lady that owns the shop and say, is Nicola been in touch? Yeah, do you know what card she wants? Yeah. So I said, right. So she drove literally just 3 minutes down the road and hand delivered it. But she said, she knows I'm blind, so she said the card's tactile and everything for you, Chris, so you can feel it. So it's nice. But yeah, that's how we have to do things. Or normally we'll be, in the shop, and Nicola says, I like the cards in that section, and she'll leave me. So I'll have a feeling any that are tactile I like, and then I go to the counter and say, excuse me, but I like the feel of this card. My wife, it's a birthday, and she's just gone shopping down there. So couldn't read the verse in it, could you? And she said, yeah. I say, yeah, I'll have that one. I say, right, put it in the paper bag and shove it under your counter now. And she go, right, that'll be $2.99. I say, oh no, she's paying for it. She's got the card. I have my own card, obviously, but if Nicola's buying 10 bits, she might as well pay for it all together. I'm like, don't let her see what's in the bag. Then it gets home, it's secreted.
Then it disappears somewhere.
Yeah, and then when the day
It'll
before.
be in the workshop.
Actually, it wasn't.
Was it not?
No. Wasn't nearly as shady as that.
All right. Where was it?
The coffee table next to where I sit in the lounge.
Yeah.
Just in the drawer next to me.
Right. I thought it'd be in the workshop.
No, it is right under your nose. Hide things in plain sight always works.
Well, they used to say that if you had a really confidential document, just leave it on your desk.
Yeah.
Because nobody would look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, quite a few comments about people not being nice on Facebook. People going to Wayne. What did Stace say? Stace, I think it might have been Debbie. Debbie just asking Wayne or Chris in private. David McClernand says, anyone can ask me anything and I try my best to help everyone out. Midnight Joker says he probably asked too many questions. Oh, you can never ask. No. I like asking questions. I'm the sort of person that I think of something and then I have to ask it. But that's how you find out interesting stuff. That's what I get bored going to things like networking events. So I tend to do things like, if I see someone wearing something interesting, a bloke, say, who's got a bit of a Larry tie on, I just go up and say, whoa, where did you get that tie from? And then you might hear a story about how their daughter bought it for them at Christmas, or it came from somewhere special, or they'd been on holiday. And it's amazing what you find out. And yeah, Fred Taylor, there's always somebody waiting for that question to be asked. Yeah. I think as well, a lot of the times people ask the really obvious questions and they don't ask the interesting questions.
No, but also, but it's context. What might be obvious to some person might be a real sticking point to someone else.
I'm talking about things like networking.
Oh, networking.
So, networking. You get a lot of,
what do you do?
What do you do? How far have you travelled today? You just want to stick pins in your eyes.
That inane.
So I always think it's it's be more interesting to say, oh, have you been to the theatre recently, or are you reading any good books, or have you been watching The Walking Dead? Something. What do you like to do in your spare time, and what do you think of Captain Tom Moore? And just I don't know. I like to ask something different. Hi, Christine and Michael.
Hi, guys.
So what else we got? Wayne Bigfoot says decent folk like to pass on their knowledge. Absolutely. Stace makes, she'd be like, have you eaten? Are you hungry?
Always. Yeah, it's a strange world, and there's nothing. No, there's no such thing as normal. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I don't want to be normal.
No, everybody's different. But yeah, if you've got a question, no matter how trivial you might think it is, if it's something that you want to ask and you don't know the answer and you're seeking the answer, just ask. And hopefully you're going to get someone on the other end, that can reciprocate and give you the information that you need. But yeah, I get there's loads and loads of trolls on the internet and things like that. And yeah, I would, with people and in context, you can, have a bit of a jab at them and have a bit of a laugh. And if I was with someone that I knew, and I did something daft because of me being blind, and they went, "You silly blind sod," I'd go, "That's hilarious, isn't it?" It's the context thing, but context. But as far as questions go, there should be nothing. I mean, people have asked me all sorts of stuff about being blind. How do you know when your ass is clean, Nicola?
Who asked that?
You. So anyway, check out my YouTube.
I told you I liked asking questions.
Yeah.
Animal House, love that tie, Wayne the Woodton. So, what does anybody else think about anything we've talked about tonight then?
8:25.
So what else have you got to say for yourself?
What else have I got to say? Yes, we've been making soup.
Yeah.
We enjoy. We're going to eat more soup, homemade soup. We like soup.
Yeah.
So I've made carrot soup again tonight. That's your favourite, you said. But we really like broccoli and Stilton.
Yeah.
Obviously, Wayne, you're a good cook and stuff. Any good ideas for soup, but not too, reasonably healthy?
Yeah, we've been eating a lot of salad, and I think we've just got a bit sick of salad.
So yeah, but we love broccoli and Stilton. I know that's not potentially that great, all the cheese in the. But broccoli and Stilton, carrot soup.
Stace mate says she can't portion. No, I'm the same. When we have visitors, it's like the feeding of the 5,000. I always get too much food in. Love Angel says she loves a pot of soup. Yeah. Made chicken and veg soup. What's on the agenda for Sunday night?
Flipping heck.
That's Debbie wants to know.
Next Sunday?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know yet, Debbie. That is a bit too far in the future for me. I'm still struggling to deal with today. No, hopefully it'll be something interesting. Yeah, I should come up with something over the next couple of days. I generally have an idea, but it's also nice to have a bit of a surprise. It's like on yesterday, after I'd taken the clamps off the glue up, and then attached the faceplate and cut the corners off. It's like, oh, upload the picture. Yeah.
Wayne the Woodturner says Andy is carving an octopus tonight. What time's that, Wayne? Is it soon or is it 9 o'clock? Try celery. It is better than it sounds. Yeah, I like celery soup.
Well, celery, we had onion and celery, as the base for the carrot soup.
Yeah. Wayne Bigfoot says plenty of bread with soup. Throw the soup away and make a sarnie instead. Wayne the Woodturner says asparagus soup.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
But you know what the after effects of that are, don't you? Chicken and sweet corn. Yeah,
that's nice.
Debbie says, "Lol, you did say ask any questions." Yeah.
Yeah. Any questions?
Chicken noodle soup. 9:15.
Nicola, are you writing any notes here?
What do you mean?
All these soup recipes.
It's in the chat.
No, but you love making lists.
I know, but I'm hosting a podcast.
Oh right, I thought you could have been just ferreting away there.
I'm moderating the comments.
Asparagus sounds lovely. The chicken and
I'm keeping the other speakers in order.
The chicken vegetable sounds nice. They all sounded nice.
Well, chicken and sweet corn I like.
Yeah, I like, and I tell you what I used to love. I tell you what I used to love as well. The Chinese hot and sour soup.
I don't think I've had that.
Oh, it's really nice.
I always used to have
chicken and sweet corn.
Chicken and sweet
corn. Yeah, the hot and sour. It's nice.
Chicken, potatoes, carrot, leek, courgette, aubergine, onions, and garlic. That sounds nice.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. So they're talking about David starting a YouTube channel. Chili beef and noodle soup.
That sounds nice as well.
Yeah.
You have to get some noodles in. But, like the very...
Fancy Chinese now.
Well, it's not open, is it? Our Chinese?
No. Leek and potato. Oh, yeah, leek and potatoes.
Yeah, the classics.
Well, you were saying about broccoli and Stilton.
Mm-hmm.
Gordon Ramsay has a good recipe for broccoli and Stilton.
I love lentil soup as well, like mulligatawny, minestrone.
Wayne Bigfoot must be the only person that doesn't like soup.
You're a fussy eater anyway, aren't you, Wayne? When you came with Valerie last year.
I can't remember what.
Well, in fact, you went on tour and you were late for your dinner. I remember that much. You'd gone shopping. You'd gone to Axminster. And then your sat-nav went down, I think.
Yeah.
So you were late. Yeah. Honestly.
Bacon and lentil.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Yeah. That sounds good. Well,
Gotta go and
Yeah.
have something to eat. I think this evening we should have the other Easter egg that the Madeley posse sent us, don't you, Nicola?
it's very
After
tempting.
talking about all that soup action. So yeah, thanks to the Madeley posse, we've got some chocolate therapy this evening, so
Yeah.
we can have that. So things I want to end with. Yeah, thanks for all your support. If you haven't tried a lacquer finish yet, have a go. You know, it is another string to your boat. It's another skill set.
I'm just going to show my coffee batch again.
If you make a mistake and it starts dripping, rather than trying to wipe it off and rectify it, you're better off, unless you super pro at it, you're better off just removing it all and starting again. But yeah, that the melamine lacquer from Chestnut, that's a nice simple way to go if you don't think you're up to it with a spray gun or a rattle can. But rattle cans aren't that hard. You just take your time. Don't be greedy for finish. Take your time. Read what it says on the can. The information on the can is generally spot on. So if it says wait half an hour between coats, wait half an hour. So I thought I'd end with a bit of
Bye, David.
Bye, Dave.
Thanks for watching.
Ciao.
Well, I think we're probably pretty much done
on time.
aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
So well, that's gone really quick tonight.
It has, yeah.
Well,
thank you all for watching. Go and watch Andy do his carving tonight. And we'll be lurking, won't we, on various YouTube videos during the week on the television.
Yeah, and a lot of them, we listen to at various times on catch up, and if we're about and we get the notification that it's happening live, we dip into that. But like I said, we listen on the telly, so I cannot leave any comments or interact, but we are listening.
Yeah.
And failing that, we get a notification on Instagram as well. And yeah, so if you are, and you all do, and it's great, but if you can carry on, when you post a photograph on your Instagram, just a couple of words of description, saying, what you've done, that's absolutely amazing. That's all I need. If you say, let's say Wayne says, it's a 10-inch bowl and I've done the water droplet effect, that's all I need, because my mind understands that. And anyone else, whatever you've done, if it's just a few lines, that keeps me in the loop, so I'll have a better understanding of what the photograph looks like. So yeah, that's it. Let's get out of here. Until the next time.
Right then. Thanks everybody. Glad you've enjoyed it tonight.
Yeah, enjoy the rest of your evenings. You can go now and I'll have a drink. I bet you hate us, don't you? Because we don't do that drinking game. So I bet they think, can't wait for another video to come on. So they throw the drinking game in. I bet they're all gagging. Actually, I am going to have a glass of wine in a minute. Got to put the bins out, but
the glamorous life we lead.
Yeah, the Walking Dead and putting the bins out.
Yeah.
Hey ho. Right. Yeah. Big love to you all, and until the next time, keep on turning.
Yeah. Thank you for watching. Look after yourselves.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.